Hi, I'm Ian Abernethy, and in this video I want to share with you a punching drill we recently did in the dojo that's based around various types of foot movement for reverse punch. So on the first one we do the reverse punches, we're hitching back, so we're doing it on the retreat. The next one we do it while we're sliding forwards, so advancing a little. Then we do it while we're hopping forwards, advancing a lot more. And then we do it while we're double stepping, so advancing even more. So the aim is to get them used to distancing and also to generate power in all those various scenarios as well. Try and doing it with a bit of a flow as well, so that continuous movement and that idea of keeping the pressure on. Even though it's not a combination as such, we still want them to be able to do it with that flow. It is definitely a fighting drill. It's a consensual violence drill. It's looking at skills martial artists would use when they fight each other. It's not a self-defense drill because of the distances involved. You know, some guys 10 foot away in self-defense, you expand that distance. You don't have methods to reduce it. That's something that's almost exclusively used for consensual violence, duelling if you like. So the way we did the drill was, we did it first lightly on the pads to get them used to the general distancing and the mechanics. A lot of Q grades doing this. Some of them not used to some of these methods. And then we did it with the impact, so you're making sure that they can generate force in all these scenarios as well. Once I got that down, again, then we put the sparring gloves on and they had a spar, and what I said to them is try and get each of those working, each of those reverse punches working. So if your partner suddenly advances in, try and do that reverse punch while you're skipping back. If they get a bit of distance, try and use one of the latter two methods to close that distance. Think about how you'd use it in combinations and all that kind of stuff. And they did a great job of it too. So I hope you enjoy looking at this drill. If you're an instructor, you know, I hope your students enjoy it as well, because it is a fun one. It's a good way to get the students to do lots of different reverse punches. And reverse punch generally in a way that's not repetitive and boring for them as well. You know, you can stand there and just count out the numbers and they just throw those gakuzukis all the time. But on this one, because of the foot movement, it adds in another element. Now, one thing I should mention before I show you the actual footage is that in addition to do it in a linear way, once people have got it, they can then start angling as they do it as well. So the retreat and angle and all that kind of stuff. But again, there's some relatively low-graded people doing this, so we started doing it in a linear way to help them get to grips with it. So anyway, I hope you find the drill interesting, and I hope you enjoy the footage. So the idea is he's advancing on, you're going to do it. The key bit is to have the confidence that you're not going to land flat on your face. So obviously I can't slow it down, but I just do it on my own for 1 second. So as we talked about, if I wait for him to get to here, it's too late, you know what I mean, he'll be on top of me. And if I try and move and then hit, it'll be too late. So you're retreating, but you need some mass into the shot to get the power, so you lean in. So although overall you're going backwards, you know, the front part of it is tilting in that little bit. You've also got the fact that he's rushing at you, because if he wasn't rushing at you, you wouldn't be doing this technique. So the pad holder sticks it in, which simulates that kind of mad blitz towards you. The bit I'm noticing is, I understand, you know, normally obviously you want that centre of gravity inside your feet. So as you're moving, so you've always got that stability as you're moving. But on this one, you've got to have the confidence to get your centre of gravity outside your feet and then catch it. Right, you know, so it's this thing Peter always says, you know, you're not off balance because you're exactly where you're meant to be. Right, but if you watch how close that front foot gets to this foot, so I would be leaning, but obviously I can't do that. So I'll be there as I'm punching, and then what corrects me is I'll throw that leg back at that point. Right, and as that leg goes back, it's like counterbalance, and it'll straighten me up. So if I just do a few slowly, you know, it's there. You see how my feet are getting really close together there, and then you step out of it. So if you're just on that pad, it's having that confidence. Do it slow if you like, but have that confidence to know you can rock and then correct as you're moving back. So I'm not going to land flat on my face as I move through from there, because I've got the confidence that when I step back with that back leg, it will catch it. Is that okay? So, you know, hopefully you'll find this a bit of fun, and I won't put it all together, because it's me just working footwork if I let you in a little secret. But hopefully this is more of a fun way of doing it. You know, of course, we can do it while you're angling as well. You know, if he's moving in, there's no reason why you can't skip off in either direction as you're doing it. But we'll work it straight first before we start adding anything like that in. Okay, today's drill's straight. Without the lead, because obviously I can't do that slowly. As soon as that leg moves, that angles, you know, so it'll be like, boom, boom. You know, that's it, kind of the mechanics of it broken right down. And then what you're doing as well, of course, you're doing it with a lean, because as you talk about, you need that counterbalance, and then you're stepping out at the end of it. Is that okay? So when you've done that, your partner's got to push in on the pad, and then he's got to withdraw back to his original position. Slight, there you go, that's it. So then I'll move forwards from there. Is that alright? There's other ways to clear that gap, but I just don't want to do this 1 point. 1, 2. Is that okay? So nice and simple. Do it as light or as easy like, but just try to get that initial blitz. And then you get to shoot off into the distance on the next 2. Is that okay? Next bit, you know, I'll give you, because the third bit's one of the more tricky ones. So Tim comes in a little bit, moves back a little bit when I move in, and then he moves back a lot, so like a double step, you know, so 1, 2, there you go. When he's done that one there, we're going to do the knee lift and hop. Alright, so you've got a knee lift coming up, which gives you don't start hopping now, get the knee up first, and then as you hop, that leg will fly backward as you lean in. So on the first one, we're getting the power from the lean back as they're advancing. Second one, we're shifting in. Third one, we're hopping in. And we'll be stepping off the other way. There's a fourth one on the end of it as well. You know, and also, I mean, another thing about this drill, it gives you the confidence of hitting with your feet off the air, in the air. Because, I mean, all you need for a powerful punch is, you know, lots of active mass and a good velocity, you know what I mean? And then you'll get plenty of impact. You know, you don't necessarily need to be rooted to the floor, you know what I mean? You can do it when you're airborne. So again, you can put the power in later, but nice light to get the idea. So we've got this 1, 2, 3. Is that okay for that one? So just one more walk through again. 1, 2, 3. Is that okay? So you've got that there. Tim's holding it bang on there, so it's exactly, you know, so the distance is exactly right. So for me, you know what I mean? So you can play with your partner a bit too, because it's those techniques you want to practice. So for example, if on the third one, if you really overdo it, so if you went 1, 2, you know, yeah, I can't get that with the, you know, well I probably could, but me and Morton's couldn't. But the fourth one you'll cover a load of ground. Is that okay? So your partner needs just to move that little bit. Is that okay to work those 3? Is that okay? Quick go those to the partner. So I mean, it's reverse punch, right? We're just doing the reverse punch over and over and over again. We're just mixing the footwork. So if you break down, when I put the fourth one on for you as well, you've got one where you're airborne and retreating. And you're, you know, so you've got that kind of forwards lean there. You've got one which is a shuffle. You've got one which is a forwards hop. Now we want another step, because we haven't done one of them yet. So all I want you to do, your partner's going to continue running, you're just going to take a big step with the back foot, and then a big step with the front foot and hit. Is that okay? So, you know, Tim's shoulders sore, so I'm going light. But if you really wanted to bang it in, which I'll do when you're not there, otherwise the temptation will be too much for me. When you've done that one, again, as you step, start punching now. Is that okay? So your weight is active when you're moving. If you leave that too light, so you've got to go step, step, punch, you've lost that forward momentum from your step. Just like when we know the kind of standard grade one when we do those 4 runs, just to say it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that okay? So I'm just doing like, you know, the final one on 4. You see how Tim's running away from us there. When I've landed it, just big step with the back foot, punch now. And I can slide that back foot up as well if I need to. So one more run through again, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that okay? Okay, have a little go at it there, because then again you've got pretty much all your basic linear footwork covered in that. A skip one way, skip the other way, a shuffle forwards and a big step forwards. Is that okay? Okay, right, almost finished on it, right? So just do a few on your own, almost like keel, right? And then go back up the pads again, you know, so the pads are giving you the distance. And if your partner's shoulder's alright, you can dig it in and you've got the power on it. But if you drill on your own, you can just get to think about your own movement, if you like. So it's not really, it's not a combination, it's a drill, right? So you've got that first one with that lean, right? Land there, as soon as the weight's on that foot, push forwards, hop through to there, this leg here, step in with it there, and then project again for the second shot. Does that make sense? And that's how you'll get it the smoothest way. So if you go 1, settle, pause, push, you've lost time. Is it okay on that one? Again, if you go hop, set, step, set, because you might have to, if your partner's moving a long way, you've lost a bit of time on it though. But assuming your partner's giving you the distance for exactly what we want to practice, and slow, you know, try and get it smooth, you know, so you've got this 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that okay? So there's just no bits where you're kind of settling. The movement from the legs is kind of constant. Because just reverse punch, right? You think you all learn as white belt. You know, but what's making it more challenging is the change in the interconnectedness of the footwork, which is why we're doing it. And I get you to do 1,000 reverse punches and you're all thinking that was alright. Whereas if I just went, let's do another reverse punch after the first 10, you'd get bored, right? Do it this way, it keeps it interesting. So just do a few on your own, trying to get the flow of the movement, go up the pads, and when we're done with it, we'll start moving on to sparring, eh?